Okay, forget everything you think you know about time, because this story is about to bend it, break it, and then maybe, just maybe, put it back together in the most beautiful way possible. Get ready to fall into the Age of Adaline. It's not just a movie, it's a centuries spanning whisper of what it means to truly love, and to let time do its wild, untamed dance. Imagine watching the world spin, seasons change, generations come and go, while you stay exactly the same. Sounds like a dream. Or maybe a gilded cage. We're diving deep into a tale of forever, youth, impossible choices, and a love that dares to defy the very laws of nature. Prepare for a story that will make your heart achy and maybe, just maybe, believe in miracles. Before we get swept away by time, make sure you're locked in here at Love Flicks. Hit subscribe for more stories that'll mess with your head and your heart. Let's get timeless. Our story begins in 2014, Los Angeles. We find Adaline Bowman living under the carefully crafted alias of Jennifer. She meticulously gathers historical documents, each piece reinforcing her fabricated identity. Her driver's license states she's 29, a youthful mask hiding a truth far more extraordinary, far more isolating. To understand Jennifer's carefully constructed life, we must journey back to 1908, to the birth of Adaline. Young Adaline lived a normal life, filled with the joys and sorrows of any other. She found love with a captivating man named James. Marriage followed, a promise of forever. 3 years later, their happiness deepened with the arrival of their daughter, Fleming. But life's gentle rhythm can turn to a jarring discord in an instant. In 1937, tragedy ripped through Adaline's world. Her beloved James was tragically killed in an accident, leaving her a widow, her heart shattered, but with young Fleming to cherish. 10 months later, on a winter's evening, Adaline drove through falling snow, heading to her parents-in-law to collect 5-year-old Fleming. The unseasonal snow, a city transformed into a winter wonderland, stole her focus for a fatal moment. Her car careened off the road, plunging into the frigid waters of a nearby lake. The icy water shocked her system, stealing her breath, numbing her senses. Her heart faltered, slowed, then stopped. Adaline Bowman was drowning, her life ebbing away in the icy embrace of the lake. And then, the sky cracked open. A fierce bolt of lightning, a raw force of nature, slammed down from the heavens, striking the water directly above her submerged car. A surge of unimaginable energy coursed through the water, through Adaline's lifeless form, into her still heart. And in that moment, something miraculous, something inexplicable, occurred. Adaline gasped, her lungs burning with returning air. Her heart jolted back to life, beating with a renewed, almost unnatural strength. She clawed her way out of the submerged wreckage, back into the world of the living, forever changed. She was 29 years old when she died and was reborn, and from that day forward, Adaline Bowman ceased to age. Time, the relentless sculptor of human life, had stopped for her. Her body remained eternally frozen at 29, while the world around her continued its relentless march forward. Decades blurred into a century. Adaline navigated life in the shadows, a ghost in her own existence. She watched friends grow old, lovers age and fade, her own daughter journey through the seasons of life, while she remained a timeless anomaly. The constant threat of exposure loomed, forcing her into a nomadic existence, shedding identities, abandoning homes, severing connections, all to safeguard her impossible secret. In 2014, still bearing the youthful visage of 29, yet chronologically 106, Adaline, now Jennifer, finds herself at a New Year's Eve celebration. Amidst the revelry, her timeless elegance catches the eye of Ellis Jones, a man drawn to her quiet grace, her air of gentle mystery. He's captivated by her. Adaline, too, feels a flicker of something long dormant within her heart. Ellis is charming, kind, undeniably appealing. He asks her on a date, but Adaline carries the weight of her ageless existence. A future with Ellis, a normal life, seems an impossible dream. She politely declines his offer, retreating into the anonymity of a taxi, leaving Ellis and the fragile hope of connection behind in the shimmering confetti of New Year's Eve. Yet, Ellis is not easily deterred. He seeks her out, finding her in the hushed aisles of the library where she works. He's persistent, drawn by an undeniable pull. He gently breaks through her carefully constructed defenses. Slowly, hesitantly, Adaline begins to open up, to allow a connection to form. They share stories, laughter, moments of genuine intimacy. One evening, their connection deepens, and they spend a night together, a night that awakens a longing within Adaline she thought long extinguished. Leaving Ellis's apartment the next morning, a seemingly ordinary park bench catches Adaline's eye. It triggers a cascade of memories, a flood of bittersweet emotions. She sees a ghost of her past, a young man waiting on a similar bench, a wedding ring in his hand, the echo of a love sacrificed, a future denied. Tears sting her eyes. Haunted by the past, terrified of repeating the cycle of heartbreak, Adaline decides to end things with Ellis to protect them both from a love she believes is doomed. Confused and hurt by her sudden withdrawal, Ellis seeks answers. Adaline, wrestling with her conscience, confides in her daughter, Fleming, now a woman in her 80s, wise with the accumulated years. "I lie to good people?" Adaline confesses, the weight of her secret heavy on her voice. Fleming, with gentle understanding, urges her mother to stop running, to embrace the possibility of happiness, to take a chance on love. "You don't have to run anymore, Mama," Fleming assures her, her voice filled with love and conviction. "Those who chased you are gone." Fleming's words resonate deeply. Adaline realizes she's been living in fear for too long, denying herself the very essence of life. She seeks out Ellis, offering a heartfelt apology for her abruptness, for the walls she directed. Ellis, relieved and understanding, accepts her apology, their connection rekindling, burning brighter than before. They are a couple now, tentatively, hopefully stepping into an uncertain future together. Ellis invites Adaline to a family celebration, his parents' 40th anniversary. A significant step, introducing her to his family, welcoming her into his world. At the Jones family home, amidst the warmth of familial celebration, Adaline meets Ellis's father, William. Their eyes meet and time seems to warp and fold. William freezes, his gaze fixed on Adaline, recognition dawning in his eyes, a ghost from his past made flesh. "Adaline Bowman?" he murmurs, his voice a breath from a forgotten memory. We are transported back to the 1960s. A young, vibrant William encounters a stranded Adaline, her car broken down on a country road. Sparks ignite between them. A deep and tender love blossoms in the idyllic countryside. William, captivated by Adaline's timeless beauty and spirit, falls deeply in love. He envisions a future with her, a lifetime of shared moments. He is ready to propose marriage. But Adaline, burdened by her secret, haunted by the cruel reality of her ageless existence, makes a devastating choice. Knowing she cannot offer him a shared journey through time, knowing their paths will inevitably diverge, she leaves him waiting, heartbroken, on a park bench, a wedding ring clutched in his hand, choosing a lifetime of solitude over a love destined to become a poignant tragedy. Returning to the present, William's gaze lingers on Adaline's left hand. He notices a faint, almost imperceptible scar, a detail etched in the map of his memory. A scar he remembers tending to decades ago during a hike in the woods, when young love bloomed and a promise of forever seemed within reach. He excuses himself, retreating to his study, his mind racing, a puzzle taking shape. He unearths an old photograph, a faded snapshot of himself and a younger Adaline, taken after he stitched her hand. He examines the photo, focusing on her hand, the left hand, the faint scar visible even in the aged print. He looks back at Jennifer, at the almost identical scar on her left hand. The impossible truth crashes down upon him. Jennifer is Adaline. He confronts her, his voice trembling with a mixture of disbelief and recognition. "The scar on your left hand," he whispers, his eyes searching hers. "I remember that scar. I stitched it myself so many years ago. You are not Jennifer. You are Adaline Bowman." Adaline, her carefully constructed world collapsing around her, can no longer maintain the charade. Tears stream down her face as she whispers the truth. "Yes, I am." William is stunned, reeling from the revelation, grappling with the impossible reality of time, twisted and defied. How is this possible?" He breathes, his voice filled with wonder and bewilderment. "I don't know." Adaline confesses, her voice barely a whisper. "Have you ever told anyone?" William asks, his voice laced with concern, understanding the immense burden she has carried in silence for so long. "If I could have told anyone," Adaline replies, her gaze meeting his with heartbreaking honesty, "I would have told your son." William, his heart aching for his son, for the woman he once loved and lost, and for the impossible situation they now face, makes a heartfelt plea. "Don't do to my son what you did to me, Adaline," he begs, his voice thick with emotion. "Don't leave him. He loves you deeply. He'll be shattered." He recognizes the depth of Ellis's feelings, the same incandescent love he once felt for Adaline. He doesn't want history to cruelly repeat itself, inflicting the same devastating pain on his son. Torn, terrified, and overwhelmed by the weight of her secret and William's plea, Adaline makes a desperate decision. She flees, running from Ellis, from his family, from the possibility of a love she believes she cannot have. She returns to her apartment, packs her meager belongings, and writes a heart-wrenching note for Ellis. "I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't explain. Jenny." She disappears once more, convinced she is protecting Ellis from a lifetime of impossible love, a love destined for sorrow. Ellis is heartbroken, shattered by the cryptic note, by her sudden, inexplicable departure. He frantically searches for her, chasing after her car, his calls unanswered, his heart aching with confusion and despair. Lost and alone, Adaline calls Fleming, her voice choked with tears. "I've been running my whole life, Fleming," she sobs, her voice breaking with years of accumulated loneliness. "I don't want to run anymore. I want to live my life with someone." In that moment of raw vulnerability, Adaline makes a profound decision. She will return to Ellis, she will confront her fears, she will finally dare to embrace the possibility of love, despite the impossible odds. But as she turns her car around, heading back towards Ellis, fate intercedes with cruel irony. A blinding flash of headlights, a screech of tires, and then impact. A truck slams into her car with brutal force. Another catastrophic accident. Another brush with death, and at that precise moment of impact, light years away, a colossal meteoroid crashes into the moon, a cosmic event mirroring the fateful lightning strike that altered the course of her life 78 years before. The lunar impact sends ripples through the cosmos, subtly disrupting Earth's atmosphere, unleashing a freak atmospheric storm. And in the city where Adaline lies unconscious, on the brink of death, snow begins to fall. Snow. Just like the night of her first accident, a chilling echo of a life forever changed. Adaline's heart flatlines again. Life is slipping away, the fragile thread of her existence threatening to snap. But this time, love arrives in the form of Ellis. He reaches the crash site just as the ambulance arrives, his face etched with terror and determination. Paramedics work frantically, administering electric shocks, desperately fighting to pull her back from the brink. And against all odds, against the cold finality of death, it works. Her heart stutters, then surges back to life, miraculously revived, echoing the impossible resurrection by lightning all those decades ago. When Adaline awakens in the sterile quiet of a hospital room, Ellis is there, his hand clasped tightly in hers, his eyes filled with relief and love. Fleming is there too, a comforting presence. Fleming, now 83, gently introduces her granddaughter to Adaline, a poignant passing of generations. Adaline looks at her daughter, at Ellis, and with a quiet strength, she says, "I told him everything." For the first time in almost a century, she has shared her deepest, most impossible secret with someone outside her own family, choosing vulnerability over isolation, choosing love over fear. Time, once frozen, begins to flow again. A year passes. Adaline is fully recovered, her spirit renewed, her heart open. She and Ellis are together, their love a testament to resilience, to the enduring power of connection against impossible odds. Preparing for another New Year's Eve celebration, Adaline catches her reflection in the mirror. A single silver strand gleams amidst her dark hair. Tears of wonder and joy well up in her eyes. The second accident, the cosmic event, had somehow reversed the first miracle, the first curse. Time, in its mysterious and unpredictable dance, has finally released her from her ageless prison. She is aging. Finally, she is aging alongside Ellis, ready to embrace the shared journey of a life lived in time, not outside of it. Did the echo of William's past love or the shock of Adaline finally changing hit you like a lightning bolt? This wasn't just a story, it was a lifetimes, even. What's swirling in your mind right now? What moment landed heaviest? Was it the bittersweet echo of lost love, or the hope that even time can bend for the right heart? Tell us everything in the comments. What did this journey through time make you feel about love, loss, and the fleeting beauty of it all? If this story grabbed you by the soul and took you for a spin, then smash that like button harder than time itself. Subscribe to Love Flicks and ring that notification bell, because trust us, we've got more stories coming that are just as epic, just as raw, and just as unforgettable. Share your absolute favorite moment. Let's keep this timeless conversation going.